I am sure you are all confused and saddened by the recent events. Thus, I'd like to give the loyal Jebecca fanbase a balanced account of what has happened. In 2006, I started Jebecca Productions after my daughter's funeral, and have co-produced countless hours of entertainment with my partners Casey, Ethan and Jaiden. On that faithful autumn day of 2006, when burnt orange leaves fell covered the frozen earth, I was approached by Casey with the brilliant idea. When we started Jebecca, the computers we used to edit movies on were huge. We would have to use a forklift to move the computers from one room to the next. However, as technology advanced, so did our understanding of the observable universe and cosmos. Humanity's endless pursuit to establish interplanetary labor colonies led to the invention of an extraordinary item that would alter the course of the universe forever. By this time, Jebecca Productions had reached its peak in terms of creative liberty posting, goblin, ghoul, and assorted haunting content with great success. Casey and I knew not of the trouble that would strike back in those days. On faraway planets, while alien life prospered for millennia, man went to war at home over decreasing supplies of Jebecca action figures. This galactic jihad was only halted after the Jebecca production team acquired new 3D printers and began manufacturing more of the sought-after idol. The damage had already been done. 7 billion men and boys, all under a frenzied delirium of Jebecca fever, had fought and died for the item only the few wealthiest could possess. The fantastic tales of Jebecca may have been fiction, but the violence and destruction caused by the profits we had constructed. By this time, Jebecca became so wealthy that we bought a planet to build a home and production studio on. It was a water planet, much like our own, just outside the Proxima Centauri solar system. We called this planet Jason Manor, after our prized actor Jason. Jason Manor was different from our home world in a few respects. For one, the entire planet was covered in ocean so deep and expansive that it will most likely never be fully appreciated for the rest of time. The planet was also home to sea creatures of unimaginable peculiarity. At night, colonies of bioluminescent jellyfish-like creatures ignited the fathomless blue ocean with every shade of green, red, and yellow. A colony of glowing islands drifting on the floor of the ocean, tens of thousands of meters below me. There were squids that could single-handedly wrap up our freight ships and plunge with them into that unending darkness which was constantly staring up at us. Nevertheless, we made Jason Manor our home eventually. Our house was a marvelous one. More monolith than home, it covered a quarter of the planet's surface area. To get from one side to the other required several hours of travel by rail car on the light metro system. The house was a monument to the fortune we had amassed as the wealthiest company of all time. To service our home, we employed 50,000 people from an asteroid fiber mine and gave them their own corner of the house. In the production sector, where the top brass of Jebecca Productions lived, life was one explosion of ecstasy. I won't discuss the details here in the interest of time, but I can say with confidence that we were living a more lush, hedonistic life than all of humanity. That is when the trouble started. A few certain members, a part of the axis at the center of Jebecca Productions, became too greedy. They proposed that we use our control of the entertainment market to plunge humankind back into another galactic jihad in order to line our pockets and build more homes. We grew complacent. Too long had we lived in paradise while disregarding the lives we had impacted. This proposition by Ethan Grimes and Jaiden Liddell sent me into a state of deep contemplation. I saw the world around me for what it really was. The incredible life on Jason Manor had been all but eradicated by our insatiable thirst for more and more. I was horrified to say the least. Thus, I confided in my closest partner, Casey, who had come to me all those years ago with a simple proposal. Casey expressed the same sentiment as me about how we had gone too far and had to redeem ourselves. Unknowingly, at the same time as my confiding in Casey, it happened. Back on Earth, in the frontier colony known as 17th Street, a vile plan was being devised at a local dining establishment. I suspect they chose this establishment for its secrecy and obscurity. The plan by Ethan and Jaiden was made to denounce Jebecca and vilify us in the eyes of the public. Casey and I will fight back. We will not take this brazen attack on Becca with a soft hand. That is why I have wrote this note to you, the fans of Jebecca, in order for you to understand that the situation at play. I understand if you are scared. We are too. But this is Jaeger we are fighting for, and for that I would give my life. The days of Lotus eating are behind us, and we will purge Jebecca of evil in order to usher our beloved company into a new era of light and peace. Join our cause without delay. Come to Jebecca and don't be late.